Welcome to my pre-algebra class. We're on chapter 10, section 4, and we're going to be finding the area of a circle. The definition of the area of a circle is pi times radius squared. And it actually comes from finding the area of a parallelogram, base times height. If I take a circle and divide it up into pies, pieces of pie, I can take the blue sections and put them down like I did here, and then I can take the clear sections and put them underneath, and if I made it small enough, by the time I finished I would have a parallelogram. Basically, here it is. And remember, a parallelogram is the area formula is base times height, and the height is the distance right here, which is actually just a radius, and the length, the base, is halfway around the circle. So that's where we get this formula here, base times height. So it's half of the circle's distance times the radius. So that's the circle's distance is the circumference, so 1/2 2 pi r. That would give me pi r times the radius, which is my height, gives me the pi r squared. So that's how they get that formula. So if I wanted to find the area of a circle with a radius of 4, I would say area equals pi r squared, which equals, I checked to see if I use 22/7 or 3.14, but 4.4 is not divisible by 7, so I'm going to use 3.14 times 4.4 squared. And I use the calculator. So it'd be 4.4 square first, and then times that by 3.14. And I get 60.7904. And checking the book, they round for the most part to the nearest tenth, so the answer here would be 60.8. The second one, we have a diameter of 5, but we need the radius, so the radius is 5 divided by 2, or 2.5. So I would use pi r squared again. And again, 2.5 is not divisible by 7, so I'd use 3.14 times 2.5 squared. Remember, you square first, so 2.5 squared times 3.14 gives me 19.625. Rounded to the nearest tenth, that would be 19.6. And these are square units, so meters squared, centimeters squared. That concludes the explanation of the section. You need your paper out, headed for 454, 1 to 18. And that's a change on the assignment. So please make sure you change it on your paper. So starting with number 2 on 454. Number 2 says find the area of a circle with the given measure. So the formula is pi r squared. Remember, you have to write the formula down. The radius is 7, so we're going to use 22/7 since 7 is divisible by 7. So that's 22/7. 7 squared is 49. Remember, square it first. 7 goes into 7, 49, 7. And 22 times 7 is 154. And it's millimeters squared. Problem number 4. The radius is 1.5. So we use area equals pi r squared. And 1.5 is not divisible by 7. And as long as 1/2 is a terminating decimal, you can use 1.5 if you wish. So we get 3.14 times 1.5 squared. So we're going to take 1.5, square it, and times it by 3.14. And we come out with 7.065, and they round it to the nearest tenth, so 7.1. And the unit is feet squared. Problem number 6, they give you the diameter is 3.4. That's not divisible by 7, so we'll use 3.14 for pi. We've got to find the radius, so take 3.4 and divide it by 2. That's 1.7 equals the radius. So it's 3.14 times 1.7 squared. 1.7, square it, times it by 3.14, and we get 9.0746, which will round to 9.1, and it's kilometers squared. Problem number 10, and remember we're going to 18. Number 10, the diameter of a circular field is 600 feet. So we'll just draw a picture of this. So the diameter is 600 feet. 1/4 of the field is to be planted with corn. How many square yards are to be planted with corn? So we want 1/4 of the area. So that would be one area equals 1/4 times pi r squared. And 600 is the diameter, so we want the radius, divide that by 2, and the radius is 300. So it's going to equal 1/4 times 3.14, radius squared, 300 squared. Nice problem for a calculator. 300 squared, whoops, clear that out, 300 squared times 3.14, and taking 1/4 of the something is the same as dividing it by 4. Okay, we're going to go back here for a second and finish this problem and change it. I just realized we have to give the answer in terms of square yards. So we'll go back and change 600 feet to yards. So 600 feet divided by 3 is 200 yards. And the radius would be divided by 2, the radius is 100 yards. So we'll go ahead and back here and change the formula to 1/4 3.14 times 100 squared. So clearing this out, we get 100, square it, times it by 3.14, and we want 1/4 of that, so divide by 4. And the answer is 7,850 square yards. Just be careful and watch what units they're talking about. And number 12, match each problem with the calculator key sequence that can be used to solve it. Not every key sequence will be used. So number 12, they want the circumference of a circle with a diameter 6. So circumference equals pi d, and it was 6, so it would be pi times 6. And if we look at the list there, pi times 6 is E. And problem number 14, find the area of a circle with a diameter of 6. Area equals pi r squared. And if the diameter is 6, the radius is half of that, 3. So we went pi times 3 squared. And that's key sequence A. And the last 4 problems, a composite figure is made up or composed of 2 or more familiar geometric figures. For instance, the figure at the right is composed of a rectangle and half circle. The half circle is called a semicircle. So problem number 16, what is the area of the semicircle in the figure above? Well, you have half a full circle, and it's the diameter is 4 feet. So the area of the semicircle would be the area of 1/2 the area of pi r squared. So 1/2 pi, which is 3.14, since it's not divisible by 7. Radius half of 4 is 2. So it'd be 2 squared. So it's 2 squared times 3.14 equals, divided by 2. Since we went half the circle, so it'd be 6.28. They rounded it to the nearest tenth, so it would be 6.3 feet squared. And number 18, what is the total area of the figure above? Well, the area of the figure above is the rectangle plus the semicircle. And in problem 16, we have the semicircle, which is 6.3. And when you work out number 17, the area of that rectangle came out 20 feet squared. So you add that together and you get 26.3 feet squared. That concludes the evens. Be sure you check the back of the book for the odd answers.